Okay, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, guys, I'm just doing a mic check before we go on. I want everything to sound good before I get on this. Sorry, I'm fixing my mic stand. All right, let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, let me make my. No, of course. Sorry, guys. I just need to get a new mic stand. I thought this was gonna be the one, but it's not. I had to mess with it. Sorry, you guys have to watch the technical difficulties right now. All right, let me fix my screen real quick. There we go. If you guys can see, I got the Santa hat on. All right, let's do a proper introduction. What's up, everybody? This is JJ from Budismo Crypto. On today's episode, we're gonna be covering a lot more crypto news. See what's new on the market. If you guys kept an eye on crypto in general, I think you might have seen that Bitcoin and Ethereum have gone up in price again. They're not down as they used to be, as they were yesterday. So that's giving a little bit of hope to people. And I have other news for you guys that I want you guys to check out. Let me see. Let me get back on this. Transform screen. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got now here. Oops, sorry, guys. Yeah, I shouldn't see that. All right. So for today's episode. Oopsie doopsie. All right, so for today's episode, we're going to be covering this news from CoinDesk. Vanguard opens platform to crypto ETFs in major shift. Bloomberg. All right, that's one. The next one is going to be, oh man, really get this goddamn ads out of the way. Thank you. All right, from Reuters, however you say that. Fed winding down balance sheet contraction amid tiny money markets. Another one from Cointelegraph. Strategy sets up 1.4 billion cash reserves, lifts Bitcoin stash to 650,000 Bitcoin. Another one right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. From Yahoo Finance, Bank of America says its wealth management clients may put up to 4% of their portfolio in crypto. That's good news for us. And another one, Ripple can now offer wider XRP RLUSD services after Singapore regulators approval. All right, so that's what we got for today's news. But before we get started, let me get back here. Oopsie. Oops. Oh, that's right. All right, hold on. All right, guys, before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, leave a comment, like below, turn on that notification bell. We are on the road to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and we're currently sitting at, let me see, 754. So we're on our way there. We had 753 yesterday, but we need some more. Okay, guys? So it doesn't cost a thing. Subscribe to the channel. We have good information, especially if you're into trading or just crypto in general. Please subscribe to the channel. We need your support. We're almost there. Anything else? Let's see. No, that's pretty much it for the announcements. Okay, so you know what? Let's just get started. Let's get into it. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's get started for the first news that we got right here. Sorry, like I said, let me fix my stupid mic. I'm going to return the stance. Anyways, Vanguard opens up to... Vanguard opens up... sorry. All right. Vanguard opens platform to crypto ETFs in major shift. Bloomberg. The move will give access to firms 50 million clients to invest in regulated digital assets (ETFs), a reversal from Vanguard's long-standing anti-crypto stance. Okay, what to know? Vanguard will allow crypto ETFs and mutual funds on its platform starting Tuesday, Bloomberg reported. The move gives 50 million clients access to regulated digital asset investment vehicles like those from rival BlackRock. Vanguard stood against offering crypto products to clients for a yield, while rival asset managers like BlackRock, Fidelity jumped in with both feet. And that is true. I got some Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs from the BlackRock ETFs on my Fidelity account. Vanguard, one of the world's largest asset managers with roughly $11 trillion in assets under management, will begin allowing customers to trade cryptocurrency, ETFs, and mutual funds on its brokerage platforms starting Tuesday, according to Bloomberg. Cryptocurrency ETFs and mutual funds have been tested through periods of market volatility, performing as designed while maintaining liquidity. Andrew Kajiski, Vanguard's head of brokerage, head of brokerage and investment, told Bloomberg the administrative process to service these types of funds have matured and investors' preference continues to evolve. Vanguard said it will support most crypto ETFs and mutual funds that meet regulatory standards, similar to how it treats gold and other niche asset classes. The story said funds tied to meme coins and are supported by the SEC will remain barred. So no Dogecoin ETF. The firm added that it has no current plans to launch its own crypto products, according to the report. The move gives Vanguard's 50 million clients access to regulated crypto funds like those from rival asset manager BlackRock. Crypto ETFs have become a key gateway for U.S. investors to gain exposure to digital assets. Spot Bitcoin ETFs mushrooms to almost 120 billion assets under management since the January 2024 debut, while ETH vehicles swelled to nearly 20 billion. Value data shows. So there's a let's see. What is this? Oh, that's something else. Sorry, guys. So there's been a big demand in the mainstream investment platforms for crypto assets. Like I said, as soon as I found out that Bitcoin and Ethereum were gonna have their ETFs, I invested in them back in around May and April last year, which was one of the best investments that I did so far on the Roth, my rollover Roth. So there you go, guys. It's just becoming more mainstream. When people doubt crypto, it's just, even though the prices are down, I mean, they're not even that down compared to what it used to be. If you guys haven't been around long enough, crypto used to, man, the prices were really low back in the day. But that's when you buy. You buy when nobody's buying, right? All right. So, like I said, there's a big demand from the mainstream investment companies. So now let's move on to the next one. Reuters, however you say that. Reuters. Anyways, Fed winding down balance sheet contraction amid tiny money markets. October 29. Wait, this is an old one. All right. Oh, wait, is this a... let's see. Wait, is this an old story? That's fine. I'll read it. I thought it was a newer story. Sorry, guys. Summary. Fed announces a balance sheet window on December 1st, and it ended yesterday. Fed aims to keep markets with enough liquidity to maintain interest rate control. Fed pals acknowledge Feds will soon have to expand holdings given economic growth. October 29. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday said it was drawing of its still substantial balance sheet, and amid evidence money market liquidity conditions have begun tightening and bank reserves levels dropping. Instead of allowing up to $5 billion in Treasury securities to mature each month not be replaced, the Fed said that at the beginning of December 1st, it will now seek to hold steady its stocks of government bonds by rolling over maturing Treasuries. The Fed also said it was maintaining its current plan to allow up to $35 billion in mortgage-backed securities to expire each month. A target it has never achieved in more than 3 years of reductions. But beginning December 1st, it will reinvest all proceeds from maturing MBS into Treasury bills. The shift in the Fed's balance sheet plans came in meeting where the central bank's Federal Open Market Committee trimmed the Fed funds rate by a quarter percentage point to between 3.75% and 4%. Our our long stated plan has been to balance sheet runoff when reserves are somewhat above the level we judge consistent with ample reserve conditions, quote, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said at the press conference following the FOMC gathering, quote, signs have clearly emerged that we have reached that standard in money markets, unquote, quote, he added. The Fed's shift on QT was widely expected due to rising borrowing costs in the short-term lending markets. The central bank seeks to influence as part of its work to achieve its job of inflation goals. Let's see. No, I mean, this is all news. I think we touched on this yesterday. That's all I'll read this last part right here. Was that the last part? Yeah, I'll read this last part. Time to grow. Overcoming months, a number of analysts reckon the Fed will have to start rebuilding its holdings with new purchases of bonds, not as a form of stimulus, but to keep financial systems liquidity at the right levels in an expanding economy. Powell noted that at some point in the not too distant future, the Fed will need to grow holdings simply to keep holdings neutral in regard to the size of the banking system and the size of the economy. Paul Ashworth, chief North America economist with research firm Capital Economists, said the Fed's next step will be, quote, will be to begin expanding the balance sheet by roughly $20 billion per month to allow the financial system's monetary base to match the expansion of gross domestic products. At the same time as the Fed looks towards the future, it also has to think about how it wants its holding to be positioned, given the central bank's preference for all Treasury holdings more skewed to shorter end securities than is currently the case. The Fed would also have to wrestle with the ongoing challenge of getting mortgage bonds of its books, which has been slow to happen given the current state of the housing market. All right, so we touched on this yesterday. This is an old news. So they're gonna start holding some more money in to feed the markets. Let's see what happens. That was that for that. All right, so this is from Cointelegraph. Strategy sets up a 1.4 billion cash reserve, lifts Bitcoin stash to 650,000 Bitcoin. Strategy funded a new reserve from stock sales to cover at least 12 months of dividends as it boosts its Bitcoin stash to 650,000 coins amid market volatility. Mike Casella's strategy, the world's largest public Bitcoin holder, is creating a $1.44 billion reserve to support dividend payments on its preferred stock and interest on its outstanding debt. Strategy on Monday announced that the establishment of a U.S. dollar reserve funded through proceeds from a sale of a Class A common stock under its at-the-market offering program. Quote, Strategy's current intention is to maintain a USD reserve in an amount sufficient to fund at least 12 months of its dividend, and its strategy intends to strengthen the USD reserve over time with the goal of ultimately covering 24 months or more of its dividends, the company said. Alongside the launch of the reserves, Strategy disclosed an additional purchase of 130 Bitcoin for $11.7 million, bringing its total holdings to a symbolic value of 650,000 Bitcoins acquired for $48.38 billion. Primary means for funding dividends. According to the Strategy's company update on Monday, its U.S. dollar reserve will be the primary source of funding dividends paid to holders of its preferred stocks, debt, and common equity. The update details that 1.44 billion reserve is 2.2% of Strategy's enterprise value, 2.8% of equity value, and 2.4% of Bitcoin value. Strategy to fund U.S. reserves, 1.75 years USD dividends. Okay, that's the chart that they're using. We believe that this improves the quality and attractiveness of our preferred debt and common equity, Strategy said, adding it raised $1.44 billion in less than 9 trading days by selling its common A stock MSTR. U.S. reserve to complement BTC holdings. Establishing a USD reserve to complement our BTC reserve marks the next step in our evolution, quote, strategy founder Saylor said, adding that the new financial tool will better position the company to navigate short-term market volatility. Strategy CEO and President Fong Li highlighted that the company's latest BTC purchase, made in the past 2 weeks, brings its total holdings to 650,000 Bitcoin, or about 3.1% of the 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist. There's a little chart right here. Let's see what it looks like. Oops. On December 1st, 2025, Strategy announces updates with respect to its Bitcoin holdings during the period November 17 to 2025 to November 30 to 2025. BTC acquired 130, aggregated purchase price in millions 11.7, average purchase price 89,960,000. As of November 30, aggregated BTC holdings 650, aggregated purchase price in billions 48.38, and average purchase price 74,436. So they're still up in their investment right now. In recognition of the important role we play in the broader Bitcoin ecosystem, and to further reinforce our commitment to our credit investors and shareholders, we have established a USD reserve that currently covers 21 months of dividends, LE noted. Strategy lowers 2025 KPI targets. Alongside its reserves in 650,000 BTC holdings, Strategy has significantly lowered its KPI targets and corresponding assumptions for 2025 results. According to the update, Strategy now expects its BTC yield to end the year between 22% and 26%, with a projected BTC price estimate of 85,000 to 110,000 by December 31st. This is the by assumptions. Revised assumptions then corresponding results for 2025. Illustrative ranges, assuming 85 to 110 BTC price at the end of the year 2025, Q1 to Q3 actuals, and BTC price of $114,378 on September 30, 2025. Operating income loss, target, original. Net income 8.6, target. Earnings loss per share. Okay, so this is their numbers. The company has also significantly reduced its targeted BTC gains, cutting its previous expectations of 20 billion to a revised range of between 8.4 billion and 12.8 billion. The revisited target for operating income is between 7 billion and 9.5 billion, down from the original projected 34 billion. Oh, yeah. So they were definitely waiting for a pump on Bitcoin, right? They were expecting higher prices, and that didn't hit. So they're in a little pickle right now. We'll see what happens. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, Bitcoin is looking good right now, and I think it's going to keep going up in price. All right, next. Let me see just to make sure. Okay. Okay, perfect. We're still looking good. All right, so let's see the next one. We got some stories from Yahoo Finance. Oh, before I move on, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like, comment down below, turn on your notification bell so you get informed of when we do another live stream. That's pretty much it. Hold on, let me check real quick. Make sure nobody's trying to contact me right now. So let's see. All right, let's keep going. Let me make sure everything's looking good on my end. Turn this down. Okay. All right, guys. Bank of America says its wealth management clients may put up to 4% of their portfolio in crypto. What did I tell you guys? It just, even though the prices are low right now, they're trying to get into crypto. It's a done deal, guys. I think it's gonna happen. A lot of more companies are gonna start coming in, so don't get left behind. All right, let's see. All right. Bank of America says its wealth management clients should start thinking about getting some crypto exposure in their portfolios. The firm is endorsing 1% to 4% allocation to digital assets for clients of its Merrill, Bank of America Private Bank, and Merrill Edge platforms. Its investment strategies will begin covering 4 Bitcoin ETFs in January. Good for us. Quote, for investors with a strong interest in thematic innovation and comfort with elevated volatility, a modest allocation of 1 to 4% in digital assets could be appropriate. Quote, Chris Hizzy, Chief Investment Officer at Bank of America Private Bank, said in his statement. Quote, our guidance emphasizes regulated vehicles, thoughtful allocation, and a clear understanding of both the opportunities and risks. Starting January 5th, the firm's CIO covered Bitcoin ETFs will include the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, BitB, Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, FBTC, and Grayscale's Bitcoin Mini Trust, BTC, and BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT. Quote, the lower end of this range may be more appropriate for those with a conservative risk portfolio, while the higher end may suit investors with greater tolerance for overall portfolio risks. Hizid added. Previously, Bank of America's wealthy clients had access to the products only upon request, meaning the bank's network of over 15,000 wealth advisors could not recommend crypto exposure, and many retail investors were left needing to look elsewhere for access. Quote, this update reflects growing client demand for access to digital assets, added Nancy Fahmy, head of the Bank of America's Investment Solutions Group. Bank of America's recommendations come alongside a broad push into crypto from other big banks and asset managers. In an early October note, Morgan Stanley's Global Investment Committee provided investors and financial advisors with allocations parameters suggesting 2% to 4% of their portfolio should be in crypto, describing it as a speculative but increasingly popular asset class that many investors, but not all, will seek to explore. At the beginning of 2025, BlackRock put forth a case for investors to allocate 1 to 2% of their portfolio to Bitcoin. In March 2024, Fidelity Investments recommended 2% to 5% allocation and 7.5% for investors aged 30 and below. On Monday, Bloomberg reported that the Vanguard will begin allowing some crypto ETFs and mutual funds on its platform starting Tuesday. Yep, we read about that. And also Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, Fidelity Investments, and JP Morgan Chase already allows all customers to invest in certain crypto ETFs. Fintech bank SoFi began rolling out direct crypto trading to retail customers a month ago, and several banks, including Charles Schwab, Morgan Stanley, and Super Regional Lender PNC are expected to follow suit. Many U.S. banks are waiting for Congress to pass a crucial piece of crypto legislation that will set the general framework for how federal agencies regulate the crypto market before offering direct crypto trading, custody, and other services. JP Morgan's Global and U.S. Wealth Management Division hasn't offered official guidance on crypto to its 5,100 advisors, but its plan to delve into various other areas of the crypto world have accelerated this year. Since the fall, it has allowed Chase credit card customers to fund accounts with major U.S. crypto exchanges, Coinbase Global Coin. The Trump administration has ushered in a dramatic reversal of U.S. crypto policy this year, including removing several guidance barriers that Biden-era regulators built to ring-fence banks from partaking in a range of crypto activities and giving the crypto industry more regulatory clarity. Though the dynamic has turned Wall Street and many more investors into bulls, the crypto market has faced a rough patch in recent weeks. You see, that's not even a rough patch. That's crazy that they I mean, it's not crazy that they think that. It's just funny to me because if you've been in crypto long enough, you know this is how it happens. This is how it moves. After reaching its all-time high above 126,000 in early October, Bitcoin's price has fallen by roughly a third to around 85,000 as of Monday afternoon. Year to date, Bitcoin is down about 10%, while the S&P 500 is up over 15% this year. Looks up right now, 6% right now. Oh, wait, for the day. Yep, it's up 6% for the day. Yeah, so now the banks are getting into it. They're FOMOing in. They're gonna put their money in. So, like I told you guys, it's just a rolling. Like, what is it? Buy the stories, sell the news. So we're buying the stories right now, and once they actually start doing it, we sell the news. But give me a second, guys. I gotta take a call. Let me see. Let me see. One, two, three. I am coming back, guys. Sorry about that. Somebody gave me a call. Called back, didn't answer. Don't you just say that? All right, so let's keep going with our news. Let's see the next news that I got in store for you guys. This is gonna be the last ones before we check what the markets are doing right now. Let's see. Ripple can now offer wider XRP, RLE USD services after Singapore regulator approval. The permission to give Ripple more bandwidth to offer token-based settlement and related payment services to banks, fintechs, and crypto firms operating in the city-state. Ripple has received approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore to expand its payment activities under its major payment institution license. The expanded permissions will allow Ripple to offer token-based settlement and related services to banks, fintechs, and crypto firms in Singapore. Ripple's worth growth in the Asia-Pacific region is driven by a 70% increase in on-chain activity, with Singapore as a key hub since 2017. Okay. We're going international, right? Ripple has secured approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore to expand the scope of payment activities and under its major payment institution license, enabling the company to broaden the reach of its regulated cross-border payments business in one of its key global hubs. The update permission applied to Ripple markets, APAC PTE Ltd, the firm's Singapore entity, and provide Ripple with more flexibility to offer token-based settlements such as XRP, stablecoin RLUSD, and others, and related payment services to banks, fintechs, and crypto firms operating in the city-state. Oh my goodness! Hold on, guys. I gotta take this call. Sorry about that, guys. I am back in action. Had some technical difficulties at home, so I'm gonna have to cut it short today. So that's that. I don't really care about XRP too much. Everything's looking good. Other more countries, more mainstream investment companies are starting to get into crypto. Is making it more mainstream. So I wouldn't say we're really early. I mean, crypto's been going for a long time already, over 10 years. But we're definitely at a turning point where adoption is is unstoppable now. Like everybody's trying to get into crypto. Everybody's adopting crypto. So it's just a matter of time. Well, all right, guys. Let me sign off. Before I sign off, though, nope. Oh, let me go back right here. There we go. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is JJ from Bullish Crypto. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're currently at 754 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that button. Also hit that notification bell so you get alerted to when we are doing a live stream. Hopefully I get Crypto Poppy in here soon so we can do another live technical analysis video for everybody, and live technical analysis live stream. If you haven't commented, comment down below. Go watch my other videos, share, just interact with it, okay? Leave a comment down below. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. This is JJ with Bullish Crypto. I'll catch you in the next video.